Hope you guys having a great day so far. We're a little bit late, but I apologize. But we have a great show for you guys today. Hope you had a great week so far. Crypto market seems to be recovering a little bit. That's always good. We're going to talk about. Can you change that? You see, it says market's crashing here. Why change that? What the title of the XRP, Ethereum. Just add XRP and Ethereum to the beginning of that. Just change market crashing for XRP and Ethereum. So we got a lot of things we're going to talk about today. Sorry we're a little bit late today, but we're still here. So crypto did take a beating over the last few days. It seems to be recovering. So hopefully we got some recovery happening. Now Bitcoin has to hit a certain level. Bitcoin has to pass by 84 in order to be in recovery. Right now, it's still stuck right under 84. So in order for us to recover in Bitcoin, we have to get to that 84,000 mark. We got to pass 84,000. So right now, Bitcoin has attempted to break the bull market support line. The bulls have remained strong and thus have held the line at 80,500. If the week closes above this line, it's a great chance that Bitcoin will have a strong bounce from here. Bitcoin's next resistance is at 90,000. So we want to see Bitcoin get past 84, roughly a little bit under 84, and hold that. It already held 80. If we can get it to hold 84, we could see a recovery in place. And remember that recovery also helps XRP, also helps Bitcoin, also helps a lot of other cryptocurrencies, right? Some of the biggest things that are happening right now, the biggest things happening right now with crypto is the uncertainty in the marketplace, the fears of recession are rising, and Trump's continued push with the tariffs. So all of these things add uncertainty into the market. So investors see cryptocurrency as what we call a risk-on asset. It means that it's very risky during times like this. Now, when the market is good, people are willing to take more risk because they have more capital, take money out of their houses, equity, and all these other things. They're willing to take more risk. Now, when the economy starts to retract, people get out of risk assets. They start cutting down on stocks, cutting down on crypto especially, cutting down on speculative investments, and start pulling that money back in, preparing for what they think was going to happen, which is a recession or some type of economic drawdown or pullback. So people start selling their crypto. Crypto is seen as a speculative asset. So that's what's happening right now, is that people are actually getting out of cryptocurrency because they're scared. Remember, the economy is built on confidence. It's all based on what people think is going to happen next. Remember, from 4 months ago to today, there's still the same amount of money in the economy. The government prints money up at will. So there's still the same amount of cash flowing around, but it's about the confidence of people in the United States and also around the entire world, what they think is going to happen. Now, the key to the economics is that the money has to be circulating. Now, people holding the money in the banks don't help the economy that much. We want the money circulating. We want it going around. So when people fail or stop doing that because they're afraid, right? As people stop saying, look, I'm not going to the movies tonight because maybe I'm going to lose my job. Give me a second. So people say, well, I'm not going to buy that new car because I'm not sure what's going to happen over the next 6 months. Well, I'm not going to buy that new house because maybe the economy may crash or we go into some kind of recession, so I'm going to save my money. See, when everybody thinks the same way, it starts to cause an economic drawdown. That's what we call a recession. So we want the money, we want people to have confidence to continue spending that money into the economy, right? So when people lose confidence, money stops flowing, therefore recession probability starts to rise. Now the crypto market has crashed to its lowest point since November, down 7.5%, $2.6 trillion left the market. Bitcoin fell, it didn't leave it, but the value left it. I should say 2.6 trillion in value left the market. The dollars didn't leave, the value did. Bitcoin fell to 76,000, breaking the key support line before bouncing back to 79, and now we're at about 84. If I could pull up this chart. Let me see, why can't I pull this chart up? There it is. I need the keyboard. So, if you look at the Bitcoin chart right now, I think we're at 8. Last time I checked, it was at 84. But this, I need a, what's this mouse work? No, this is my old mouse. I can use this. Bitcoin's at 81. Actually, it's a little bit down from this morning. I saw it at 83. So we have to hold that 83,000. Like if we look at the chart right here, we actually passed 84. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's try to pull the chart up, pull this up a little bit. So we got the chart here. I hope you guys can see it on the screen. So if we look at this chart, right, we got to 84. We hit 84 again a few hours ago. So we have to pass 84 and we have to maintain that. If we don't, it's going to be a drawdown, maybe even all the way down to 73,000. So we have to keep that line. We have to keep that 84,000. It has to maintain itself over a few days before we see it move on to 90,000. It's very important that we keep Bitcoin can stay above 84. If not, remember, we can go down to 73, right? If you don't like what Armando says, why come here? Who don't like what I'm saying? Go ahead and block. No, I'm not going to block nobody for not agreeing with me, but I should. I'm not going to do that. But investors are moving out of risk assets, like we said, leading to heavy liquidations across major cryptocurrencies. So we're seeing that right now. So we're trying to reinforce. Who's saying crazy stuff in the comments? See if you can see what's going on in there. So Bitcoin sets to explode because one thing that can happen is that a lot of Bitcoin whales are buying Bitcoin while a lot of the smaller investors are hesitating. And this is one thing that I like is that on-chain data shows that large investors are buying Bitcoin, accumulating Bitcoin, while smaller traders are starting to remain fearful. So, who is it? What do you? Yeah, go ahead and let me see. Can you block him from there? Remove him. Just right-click on him. It should say, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I got him. Yeah, I got him. So, yeah, so if you come in here being negative, we're just going to get rid of you. So Bitcoin, like we look on Bitcoin, well inflow has decreased, signaling that major sellers are holding Bitcoin instead of dumping it, right? So if we look on chain data, we can see what's happened. Remember, cryptocurrency in general is transparent. We can look at the blockchain and see where the money's flowing within each individual blockchain. So Binance whale flow has increased. That means that people on Binance, the whales, are starting to accumulate both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. There was a huge accumulation of XRP earlier this week. I bought a bunch this week because a lot of the major whales are holding instead of buying. The smaller people are selling, right? Historically, when whale selling pressure drops, Bitcoin enters a bullish phase right after. So this is what I'm saying is that we're very early in all of this. A lot of people are panicking, getting out of the market, but this is one of the best times to buy before we move into the real bull market, which is coming in a few months, I believe. Go back to previous cycles, 17, go back even farther to 13, even 2020. It took over a year from the Bitcoin halving to the point at which the bull market started. And we're only like 8 months in. Remember, the Bitcoin halving was in May of 2024. We're only, 8 months in, 9 months in? We're not even a year past the halving. And almost every crypto cycle has taken over a year before we got into the bull market phase. So we're ahead now. We're ahead of where we should be. $80,000 is the next. We have to hold 80,000 at least. Hopefully we can hold 84 to go on to 94. So a lot of traders are saying they expect a pullback back to the $73,000 range before another rally. Now we could see that. I would see that as an opportunity. And one thing I liked is that XRP has held. XRP has actually held its value, right, during all of this, right? So XRP went from about 40 cents, 50 cents, all the way up to 384 and came back down to I think it's at 215 now. That's actually a good sign for XRP is that I thought it would take on more losses. We're at 216 now. Ethereum's taking huge losses, but we're going to talk about that. So the SEC is delaying multiple ETF decisions, XRP, Dogecoin, Litecoin. That's also adding to the uncertainty of the market. U.S. government Bitcoin reserve wasn't as expansive as people hoped. There's more uncertainty. So crypto is going through a crazy time right now. Senator Loomis has reintroduced the Bitcoin Act, which kind of sparked a small increase in crypto over the last 2 days. She proposed the U.S. buying 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years as a strategic reserve. Now, that kind of helped us a little bit out of the free fall that crypto and Bitcoin specifically was in. So under that bill, $6 billion from a reserve bank would fund the purchases, further legitimizing Bitcoin as a key financial asset. This move has boosted confidence in Bitcoin and altcoin for a couple of days, kind of pulled it out of the slump. Bitcoin's next surge could be closer than a lot of us think. Wells are accumulating. Global liquidity is expanding. Institutional interest is growing. It's already high, but it's growing a lot. Bitcoin, I believe, and altcoins are setting up for a major bull run pretty soon, right? Including Ethereum. So he said he loves a possible block. Yeah, I like blocking people, so let me do it. If you say something crazy, I'm going to block you. So I don't know why people keep doing it. I don't mind blocking people. It's 1,000 people in there. One person ain't going to matter. So, and like I said, like if you met me in person, like I do events all over the country. I'm a nice person. I'm not mean. I just don't. Like, I'm just being honest with you. 100% is I don't know how to say this without sounding like a bad. Like I don't have to do this. You know, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I was like, I live in Florida. I could be on the beach all day and just give all this up. I like to do it. I love teaching. I love talking, but I don't have to do this no more. You know, I could just quit and for the rest of my life. For those you don't know me, I had a software company acquired in 2018. I was set for life after that. But I like doing this. I love doing this actually. But I mean, people coming with nonsense. I'm not doing. I mean, I don't need them. I love you guys, but I don't need anybody. You know. So I try to keep things positive. Anybody comes in negative, I can't deal with that negativity. So I just go ahead and get rid of them. That's just how I do things, right? So I'm not a bad person. I just don't want to deal with negativity anymore. I just don't want to. Like, you know, if somebody challenges me, asks me a question, that's different. But just pure negativity, nah. So Ethereum crashes to the lowest valuation against Bitcoin since 2020. A lot of people are panicking. We got Ethereum right now at 1867, which is very, very low, right? Now, the whole market's down because of all this uncertainty. Ethereum has fallen to its lowest value relative to Bitcoin since May of 2020. Ethereum Bitcoin ratio has dropped to a ridiculous 0.023, which is crazy. It hasn't went this low since May of 2020. But the positive thing about May of 2020 is that over those next 2 months, when it did fall to the lowest, it got close to where the ratio was. Ratio is what Ethereum's price is in relation to Bitcoin's price. And if you divide Ethereum's price by Bitcoin's price, you get a ratio, right? So the ratio is lower as it's ever been. It means that Ethereum is historically low compared to the overall crypto market or compared against Bitcoin as well. So what usually happens after that is we see a surge in the price of Ethereum. Is that over the next 2 months, Ethereum's price in 2020 surged by 120% after this happened. It got to the lowest and it bounced back. It showed its resilience and the volatile nature of cryptocurrency. Now, remember, we're in a very volatile market. It's still new. Crypto's only been out for 15 years, which is still extremely new compared to the stock market. It's been around for hundreds of years. The New York Stock Exchange has been out for over 100 years. But I mean, just stocks in general have been out for hundreds of years, all the way back to the Dutch, the East Indian, I forgot, the East Indian Dutch Company, I believe. That's when stocks first started back in the 1600s. The stock market's been out for a long time. So the volatility is not as bad as it is in something new like cryptocurrency. So Ethereum's price has plunged 43% this year, which is a little bit scary. I still believe in Ethereum. So right now it's at 1,861. So 900 million in crypto liquidations hit the market. 202 million wiped out from Ethereum long positions. Ethereum rebounded a little bit, but then there was more outflows. So there's a big Ethereum whale out there. He has 65,000 Ethereum, and he's right at the level of getting liquidated. So that's going to cause maybe another trigger wave of selling. The DeFi activity is starting to dry up on Ethereum. Trading volumes fell 92%. 92 billion in December. Ethereum Foundation is rumored to be selling Ethereum, adding pressure to the price. If Ethereum loses support at 1,800, we can see a free fall down to 1,200. So to remain bullish, Ethereum must break above the $2,400 mark and has to keep that mark. A lot of people, including me, believe that we're actually in the last accumulation phase of Ethereum before we see that hard leg up. And I still think Ethereum is going to reach all-time highs sometime before the summer. I appreciate the super chat, Ivan, and also appreciate the super chat, Robert. Robert says, my kids appreciate you for the Christmas gifts I was able to afford because I listen. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, Robert. So, like we said, a lot of this, almost all of this, in the stock market, crypto, everything is caused because investors are fleeing from risky assets, crypto and tech stocks, because they fear a recession could be coming. JP Morgan put out a report that said there's now a 40% chance of a U.S. recession, up from 30% a month ago. Goldman Sachs raised this recession probability to 20%, warning that if Trump continues to stick to these policies of tariffs and taxation to other countries, we could see a recession almost definitely before the end of the year. That's causing a market sell-off. Stocks and crypto are getting crushed. S&P 500 dropped 2.7%, hitting its lowest level since September of 2024. So we've lost almost 5 months of trading. NASDAQ had its worst day in the last 3 years, falling 4% in a single session. Dow Jones wiped out 900 points, 2.1%, wiping out all of its post-election gains. So we're back to where we were before Trump got elected. In both crypto, we're actually lower in some cryptos. So everything Trump did, I appreciate the super chat, James. Thanks, always dropping gems. Roger, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. So all of this is starting to get scary for the average person. And a lot of people are scared of crypto anyway and can't handle the volatility. So we could go a little bit lower from here. I'm just being honest. But I do believe we're in the last accumulation phase, the small accumulation phase, before crypto gets a huge leg up this summer. And it could, but we're in March. March what? 12th? March, April, May. So it could be 2 months of stagnation or a slow decline of cryptocurrency. It could happen. So I'm saying this because I want people to be prepared if that happens. There's a good chance that we may not see a lot of movement in cryptocurrency for 2 months. There's a good chance that we may not go back to 100,000 with Bitcoin specifically for 2 months. I'm 100% confident, let's say 95% confident that we'll be back at all-time highs sometime beginning of the summer. But for the next 2 months, we may not see a lot of gains. It could be a stagnant period. But in stagnation, there's an opportunity to make a lot of money. I'm actually going to make 2 videos after this. One about, I'm going to put them on YouTube. One about, I'm actually going to put one in the CNC too, a lot more in depth. I'm going to make 3 videos today. One on how to buy crypto when the market's crashing. One on how to buy tech stocks when the market's crashing. And another one is, I'm put that only in the CNC, that's a lot more in depth on how to buy assets when the market, how to buy crypto and stocks when the market's dropping and how to do it effectively, how to use certain indicators, how to know when to buy. That's what we're going to put in the CNC. If you want to join the CNC, go to jointhecnc.com or click the link in the bottom of this video that I'm going to put in there. Or you can just DM me on Instagram, Tall Guy Tycoon, and I'll send you the link. Or to click the link in the bio. If you go to my channel page, you'll see the link tree. So we're going to put that in the CNC hopefully next week, more in depth, telling you how to buy it. Because, I mean, it's a great time, man. It's that, and actually our new CNC head analyst, I like him, Max. Max says, I like his quote, he says that anybody can make money in an up market, but people get rich in down markets. What he means is that there's 2 things you do in a down market. You buy puts. Remember, markets fall faster than they go up. It's a lot more predictable to buy stocks, buy shorts and puts on assets falling than it is on the way up. Because people are more fearful than they are greedy or optimistic. So whenever markets fall, they fall hard. Whenever they go up slow. So just look at what happened today. So it took 4 months. Trump won the election. He talked about all these positive policies. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months to get to this level. It took 2 days to go right back to where we were before. 2 days. No, I'm sorry, a week. It was a week and a half to go back to where we were before. because people are more fearful than they are optimistic or greedy. So whenever markets fall, that's a great opportunity. There's a lot of money to be made as markets fall. So we're going to put 2 videos on YouTube, and we're going to put a longer video, almost a class, a course about how to buy assets when they fall. That's going to be in the CNC, only for CNC members. I appreciate the super chat, Daniel. Thank you so much. You put your price predictions in December for the year's bull run. How have these changed? Are these still about the same? I don't know which price predictions you're talking about. Robert says, appreciate it. Oh, that was last time. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And also, if you haven't, please like the video and drop those super chats. I'd really appreciate it. So tech stocks have collapsed also, but that also gives us a great opportunity. Magnificent Seven, the biggest tech stocks, wipe out. They lost $750 billion in value. Tesla plummeted 15%. Worst performing S&P stock of the year now. There's also Tesla's being vandalized, and a lot of people are angry at Tesla because of Elon Musk's connection to both Tesla and also the new administration and what he's doing with Doge and how he's becoming pro-conservative. So people are starting to put their political feelings into purchasing Teslas. So whenever you do that, you're going to lose half the audience. So half of people don't want to buy Teslas anymore because they're liberal. So which is stupid to me. But I don't believe that I think our entire country, it puts too much emphasis on politics. And it's almost like people on both sides want to feel important. So if you have if you live your life with purpose, you live your life the right way that you consider the right way, and you have purpose in other things, your children, your family, your work, there's no need to be 100% into either party. Now, there's things you believe in. There's things you may believe in down to your core, but to do this tribal type mentality where you identify with a party so much that you're willing to vandalize cars that's crazy to me. I don't understand that. Is that I think people just want to be important, feel important so bad that they're willing to go hardcore for a party. To be honest, either one don't really care about you at all. Either one does not really care. And you're willing to go to jail, you're willing to give up your life and liberty because you want to be part of a group so bad. And I think that's stupid on both sides. I think, like, even going to when they what do you call it? When they marched the Capitol building, that was stupid. Why would those people do that? I mean, they got pardoned in the end, which I don't even know if that was right, but why would you risk your life and liberty for something like that? I mean, like, I don't understand it. Like, it wasn't going to cause a revolution or rebellion. I mean, it was just stupid. Also, the liberals going around vandalizing Teslas is stupid because you get in trouble for that. You may even go to jail for that. It's not worth it. So Millionaire Moment says, when politicians are hurting you and your family, like costing your jobs, you feel you have to do something. You wouldn't understand because you're rich. That's not entirely true. I wasn't rich all my life. I actually only got rich. I only been rich for 8 years? I was struggling until I was 35. But that's not true. It's because it's all about perception. Everything in life is about perception. You may believe that a politician is hurting you and your family, and it may be true, may not be true, but it's about perception. Some people in your same situation would say that you're wrong. It could be 2 families right now, and both are suffering, both don't have any money. And this family here will say, I don't have any money and I'm struggling because of Trump's policies. Then the other family will say, I don't have any money and struggling because the Congress won't allow Trump to do what he wants to do. Both of you will be in the same situation. Both of you will have struggling with money, but both of you will have different perceptions on why. Now, why is that happening? That doesn't, that's why I always try to tell people, try to look at the side of other people. Like, try to put yourself in other people's shoes. It not only will help you empathize with people, but it will also help you in entrepreneurship. It will also help you in stock market and crypto. If you're able to understand how somebody else thinks, how they live, how they see the world, you can sell them products, you can sell them services, You can understand how they see the stock market. And you can beat them out. You can understand how they see crypto, and you can beat them out. All of this is competition. You have to understand your competitors in order to do well. Now, if you refuse to empathize or understand half of the society, those are people you could sell to, or those are people you can buy from. Those people you can or move up in your career. You're not going to be in a career where you're only around a certain type of people. You're going to be around multiple people. And those people you have to understand in order to move up. But two sets of families will see the situation as completely different. And that shows you right there that there's something off here. That it's not really the politician, it's something else. Link for address and message for buying book. Yeah, you got to go to Amazon to buy the book. I can't sell the book anymore. I don't know if I got that link up. I got to take that link down. But we saw, back to the tech stocks falling, we saw Nvidia fall 5.1%, a little bit. It's a little bit up today. We saw Meta, Apple fell. We saw Alphabet fell. All of them had sharp declines. The AI sector, complete AI sector, is down, heavy selling pressure as people start getting rid of those stocks that did well. Now they see them as more risky, even though AI is doing extraordinarily well with the sales and with the infrastructure and with the expansion. Flo says, completely believe in you. I've been following you for a while. I appreciate you, Flo. Thanks for the super chat. Molly Brady gave me a super chat too. What did she say? Can't see it now. There we go. Molly Brady, you taught me so much. Thank you. I appreciate you, Molly. Thank you for the super chat. So like I said, it's stocks like Nvidia are actually at very, very attractive valuations right now. I told you for the last 2 weeks, I've been buying Nvidia because I don't know if you remember, but if we go back 2 or 3 weeks in the Future Money Show, I said that I wasn't going to buy anything because I didn't know what to do. But now at this point, Palantir, Nvidia, and SoundHound are all attractive buys. I'm buying all three right now. I'm really going heavy on Nvidia because I think long term, over 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to see all of these three stocks start to recover greatly. We may go through some downtimes. We may drop some more. We don't know what's going to happen this year. We could literally go into a recession this year, which will draw all of those stocks will draw down maybe 30, 40% from here. But we can still DCA or dollar cost average in as we go down. Now, a lot of you are saying, what is DCA? Most of you know that have been following me because we talk about that a lot on the Crypto Trends podcast, on all of my other things I do. DCA is what's called dollar cost average. And what that means is that instead of looking at a stock, and let's say you got $10,000 you want to put into it. Let's say you got $1,000 you want to put into a stock. And you say, well, I could put it all in right now. Well, a lot of people say, well, if you buy it now and it drops, then what's going to happen? Well, the strategy for dollar cost average is that you put a little bit in over time, maybe over 10 days. So what you do is you say, I look at Nvidia. Nvidia's at $100 right now. I got $1,000. So I'm going to buy one share today. Then the next day comes. Maybe Nvidia drops. You say, I'm going to buy another share. I'm going to buy one share a day until my money is depleted. So it takes you 10 days to do it. Now, during those 10 days, Nvidia may go up, down, 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 up, down. So what you're doing is you're creating an average price over a time period. In a time of decline, you're getting a very low price among that decline. That's called dollar cost average. And if you do that, you normally will get a better price for that stock than going all in at once, because you've taken advantage over several days of volatility or several years or whatever your time period is. Another way to do dollar cost average is that you could say, I'm only going to buy Nvidia on down days for the next month. So every time Nvidia is down, at the end of the day, before market close, I'm going to buy one. So what you do there, if you stretch it out for 30 days, is that you're buying on each down period. So you're creating a lower dollar cost average than you would just on regular dollar cost averaging in. In a down market, that works extraordinarily well. You say, well, when Nvidia falls that day, or another stock or crypto, I'm going to buy some. And that really creates a lower dollar cost average than you would get just by doing it per time period, like every day. So there's two methods you can do that. And then once it starts to recover, you've had a lower price per share, and you make a lot more money on the way up. Those are two ways you can do that. And those two ways decrease stress. It decreases, and you can do this with crypto too. You could buy an Ethereum or half of Ethereum, $100 Ethereum every time period, or every time it drops. It creates It creates a low stress way to get into stocks or crypto. It creates a way that you're buying small amounts. You have a long-term strategy out, and you're not as stressful. You're not as unsure. You don't know because you're doing it over time. It's a lot easier to enter a stock or a crypto asset like that than it is just to pick a time and go all in. It's a lot faster to do it like that. A lot more, less stressful, not faster. Now, a lot of people are asking, is this just a panic sell-off or the start of a bigger crash? I mean, we don't know. The market will be kind of dicey for the next probably week or so until Trump figures out exactly what he's going to do with these tariffs. Now, Trump did the other day up the tariff on Canada. So now what's happening right now is these countries are starting to do retaliation tariffs. So that's the scary part. Now, it's almost like a game of chicken. Like back in the 50s, they used to play this game where two cars go at each other and whichever one goes, gets scared at the last minute, the other one wins. That's what we're playing right now with countries. Like we're just, Trump is basically saying, I'm willing to crash my own economy to get what I want. And then the other country says, I'm willing to crash my economy to get to what I want. So they're going against each other. So we don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully some of these countries figure out that they need us more than we need them and they start backing down, or Trump's trying to starts seeing the light and maybe pulling some of this back. But if this continues, yeah, we will see a recession. Huh? Can you block Mickey? He keeps down talking to you. Yo, who is Mickey? Go ahead and block this guy. Where's Mickey? I don't see him. Huh? Nah, I ain't worried about it, man. I can't find him. He comes up again, I'll get him. Yeah, what did he say? He lost 400? He ain't lost so $400,000. If the only way you lose money is if you sell. And that's one other point I want to make about the market is that a lot of people look at these numbers and they say, I lost this money. You didn't lose anything till you sell. The losses aren't realized. You have to sell to lose the money. If you're down 400, that's not losing money. I'm down millions right now. I haven't lost the money. I don't go cry. You don't lose the money until you realize it. That means you have to sell. And that's an actualizer. It's actual. It means that you really have the money in the bank. Until you sell, you haven't lost anything. It's just imaginary. So I'm down millions right now. If you count, because a lot of times people do this too, and I talk about this with Robert Krook a lot, is that this is how people think about the market. They'll put in 1,000, right? And then the market goes up 10 times, for example. So now they got 10,000. Then it retracts to 7,000. People will actually go around sad saying they lost $3,000. They'll say the words, I lost $3,000. You didn't lose anything. You started 1,000, you went up to 10,000, you lost 3. You're still up $6,000 from where you started at. But people don't see it like that. They look at the number on the screen and they say, that's what I should have. Now I'm down 3,000. You're not down 3,000. Yeah, we'll add some mods on here. We'll do some mods from the CNC going forward. Start blocking these people. I appreciate you, Mason. But remember, crypto's volatile. And the thing about it is I said the AI stuff was coming. Like if you've listened to the show, if you've been listening, like crypto, I didn't know it was coming. But I did know some of this I knew AI stocks would start to draw down. I didn't know why it would happen. I didn't know we'd be in this tariff war, but I knew we'd start to draw down. Now, if you look at over time, nothing goes straight up. And you got to remember this, is that there's going to be drawdowns. And then you have to have strategy for those drawdowns too. You can't panic and sell everything and quit. You have to have a thesis, and you have to go forward with that thesis. And no matter what, almost. You can change your thesis a little bit, but you have to understand you cannot just give up whenever stuff goes down. That's how so many people lose money in crypto, stocks and crypto. If you look at the statistics, most people don't do good in stocks and crypto. Most people lose money. Now, the reason why they lose money is there's a mishandling of their own emotions. What they do is that they get so emotional about this stuff, they cannot handle the volatility. They get greedy when stuff goes up, so they What they do is they wait on the sidelines. Then the asset keeps going up. Then they panic and get into it. FOMO. Now, the problem with FOMO into an asset is that it's a weird phenomenon about society. Is that when you FOMO in, for some reason, everybody else FOMO in at the same time. So you got a bunch of unsavvy investors that come into the market at the same time, right? And then the smart investor was able to anticipate that. Because you know the market cycles, you know how it works, you know the signs when it's too late. So you know when they FOMO in, so you start selling. So because you're playing opposite of them. So they all come in at the market at the peak, normally in the middle of distribution phase. So the smart people are already out. So then people start selling because they see those people come in. Like you see your crazy cousin who never talks about investments, so talking about Bitcoin. A smart investor said, well, we're almost at the end. And they start selling, they start holding their positions. They don't buy anymore. They either hold or they start selling. And then the market starts dropping. Well, those people that bought at the peak start to sell because they panic. And they sell everything they got because they get out of it. No, that's what's called giving money to the market. It's actually a term. And that's what keeps the market going, because these people come in late and they leave early because they're so full of emotion they can't handle the volatility. And that's in stocks and crypto. Even real estate, they do that. And that's why so many people lose money in assets, investment, even in entrepreneurship, is that people start businesses, it doesn't work immediately, they quit. It happens all the time. People will start a business, it will be doing okay, but there'll be some progression. But they got to go, it's too much, I got to go. It's not fast enough. I had a guy that worked with me that was like, it's not fast enough, I got to go. I'm like, well, things take time. You have to be willing to wait. You have patience, emotionless, and you have to be willing. That goes for everything. You have to be willing to go through the volatility, because if you don't go through the volatility, you panic and get out too early. And people will spend their entire lives going through one after another situation like this. Before they know it, they're 60 years old, don't have nothing, but they've had 10, 15 different experiences. Never made a dollar because they never understood along the way how to manage their own emotions. Never did. Their entire life they've been like this. Never understood the power of managing your own emotions so you would not do this anymore. Sometimes things take years. Everything's not fast. It may take another 4 months before crypto recovers, goes into a bull run. You may not see real gains to the end of the year, maybe early 2026, but you'll be up 10 times in XRP by then. Right now it's at $2, it could be at 20. So you waited 8 months for a 10-time return that could change your life. You won't wait to 8 months? I don't understand people. XRP is actually holding on. And all of these happen from lack of discipline, lack of patience, and emotional thinking. Emotions will kill you every time. I'm actually writing a whole chapter in my new book about this, because I kind of left it out last time about how emotions and stories I know during my life that I've watched people who ruin their entire lives by being too emotional. Their entire lives ruined it because of emotions, pride, greed, ego. All of these things will ruin you financially. They're not meant to be in financial games. They're not meant to be in entrepreneurship. You got to leave all that stuff at the side and almost think like a robot. So last thing I want to talk about before we go into questions, what time is it? It's 11:22. So we're close to the end. Are you more bullish on XRP than Ethereum? At this point, yeah. I would say, because Ethereum get 8 to 12 from now. XRP could go up, I think at this point, with all the positive news, probably $14, $15. XRP is a little bit past Ethereum. They're almost equal, to be honest. I don't know. They're not. It's not one is better than another. Now, last year, yeah, XRP was the clear choice, but XRP, like I said, already has a lot of its gains. If you take out the crash and you just look at it, where a lot of the gains have already happened. 50 cents to $2.15, where it's at this morning. That's a 320% return. So those are the big gains already. So Ethereum hasn't had its big gains yet this cycle. So we'll see. I don't believe Ethereum will get overtaken by Solana. So Nvidia, last thing I want to talk about is Nvidia, undisputed AI leader. Nvidia does have AI dominance. It's been had a dominance for the last 5 to 10 years. NVIDIA's GPUs are the foundation of artificial intelligence. It powers everything from data centers to cutting-edge AI models. They have a new CUDA software ecosystem, which is years ahead of its competition, locked in by developer loyalty. A lot of developers that work with NVIDIA are now worth, I think, like 22%, or I think it was 60%. I think it was higher than that. 60, 70% of NVIDIA's engineers are now multimillionaires. So they have a lot of loyalty to that company, more than any other company, really, because they made so much money and they're expanded. And this has expanded NVIDIA's dominance. They have a lot of great developers. Smartest people in the world work for NVIDIA. The only rival they have is AMD. AMD has not been doing as well as NVIDIA. And they do have a competing platform, but it's like 10 years late. NVIDIA does have a strong first mover advantage because of this. AI infrastructure spending is exploding. Cloud giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google are set to spend over $250 billion on AI infrastructure. AI startups and tech giants are racing to train the best AI models, ensuring continued demand for NVIDIA's GPUs. NVIDIA remains the biggest beneficiary of this spending surge, and its hardware and software are the gold standard for AI computing. But the biggest question is it still undervalued? Despite its dominance, NVIDIA trades at a forward P/E ratio of 24, below 24 for 2025. It is actually, at this price, is very, very cheap. Remember, 15 is considered undervalued, 15, 16. 24 is very close to that. For a tech stock, that's almost unheard of. I mean, 24 is very low. A lot of tech stocks, 50, 60. I bet you, not now, but I bet you before Meta and Amazon and all that was trading at 30, 40, over 30, 40, 40 P/E ratio. Right now, NVIDIA is at 24. Remember, 16 is considered undervalued. 16 is considered undervalued. 24 is very close to that. For a tech company, we would expect for NVIDIA to be at 30. So it's very cheap right now compared to its growth potential. So it has even at the market cap of 2.7 trillion, NVIDIA still has the potential to go up 10 times. And I know people say that's crazy, but a $3 trillion company was seen as crazy 5 years ago. Somebody told me one time there's no way, when I predicted NVIDIA to be at where it's at today, people said there's no way a company can get to $3 trillion market cap. And here we are. So as inflation hits, as more money is in the economy, as these tech companies start taking over the market and more money flows up into tech, yeah, a $10, $15 trillion company will be plausible. Just like a trillionaire will be plausible. By then, Mark Zuckerberg, not Mark Zuckerberg, but Elon Musk will be a trillionaire by then. So AI is still booming. Somebody says AI will boom. AI is still booming. How would somebody put $100 between Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Solana? Oh, that's a lot for $100. I would just split up evenly for $100. I'm not trying to be mean, but I wouldn't think too much on that. Just put like, those are what, 4? So just put $25 in each. Now, 1,000, it depends. It's hard to say those things. I put videos up about them all the time, but it's hard to say that because it depends on what your risk tolerance is. Like if you had 1,000 you just don't care about, I would go heavier on XRP. But if you really, really need that money, I'd go heavier on Bitcoin. Like if you didn't need the money as much, I'd go heavier on XRP, Ethereum, and Solana. But it depends. I mean, just to be safe, I would just split it equally in all 4. Right at this point, because I mean, it's not like it's going to cause much of a difference with, a small amount like that. But it's a good way to start. I'm not saying it's not. So early on, you mentioned the 2. Okay, so I'm going to answer any questions to any of the super chats for the last 10 minutes, and I'll let you guys go for the day. I need to talk about HBAR one day. I haven't talked about HBAR. Anybody, any super chats, I'll answer those questions for the last 5 to 10 minutes. So drop a super chat and I'll answer your question. Actually, it's a crypto TIA that's up a lot. Celestia, I'm sorry. Pepe is up 9% right now. Let's look at the top. I'm going to prioritize any super chats the last 10 minutes. So if there's no super chats, I'll answer these other questions. But so James Benton says, thoughts on Hedera. So I think that's I mean, I know that they have partnerships with XRP. Somebody asked me about this last night on my live. I have to do some more research. Like I looked into this years ago, but I want to make sure that it's up to date. But I will make sure we talk about that in a section on Friday. Not Friday, but Monday. Molly says, thank you. I appreciate the super chat, Molly. Where's the play you were going to tell us on Monday? I already told you. I told you on Monday. Look at Monday's episode. We already talked about that. At the end of Monday's episode, we talk about the play. Yeah, I'll drop a prediction. I'll look at the charts, everything on Monday. We're probably going to start doing this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but when the market starts to pick up. So Emoji Burger says, I appreciate the super chat, Emoji Burger. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So Pepe's up. Render's up a lot. That's pretty good. I'm going to move this over some because I'm in the way of the chart. Yeah. What else is up? For the last hour, everything's down for the last hour. We got one. I have OG. I appreciate the super chat. He says, I have XRP as Robinhood. Safe to be on there. Also, I see a lot of negative videos about XRP claiming they're crazy. We're crazy for holding. Nah, that's not any video where XRP. First of all, remember XRP and Ripple are two separate entities. Ripple is the company. They manage XRP in a way, but they don't own XRP. XRP is a separate crypto, but Ripple does work a lot with it. But I don't believe any video that Ripple is saying that XRP is that's a lie. That wouldn't even make sense. I think those videos are fabricated. I've never seen them, but it doesn't make sense to me. I don't believe that XRP is saying you're crazy for holding. Remember, XRP has a lot of haters, right? And the thing about hate is that like people hate LeBron James. Now, to be honest, I used to hate LeBron James. I was a LeBron James hater. Because the problem, now I kind of analyzed why I hated LeBron James. Now I grew up with Jordan. LeBron James was a threat to Jordan. Of my childhood memories, I got Jordans on right now. I don't know if you can see them, but I wear Jordans almost every day. But that was my childhood memories, my hero, the person I got pictures of in my house, still Jordan in his prime. So when LeBron James hit the stage, it was a threat to my entire childhood, so I hated him. I didn't even know why I hated him. I just hated every time he came on TV, I would be angry. And every time he failed, I would be happy. Now, this was 10 years ago. I was different back then. And then over time, he won me over, right? But for a while, every time LeBron James was successful, I would just get madder and hate him even more. And then one day I realized, he's actually a good guy. Why do I hate him? And I let all that go. But it's the same concept as people with XRP. XRP is a threat, like LeBron James was to me, of everything, all my hopes and dreams about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So otherwise, they wouldn't care. If I said I made a coin called Mondo Coin, nobody would hate it. People only have those negative, strong emotions for stuff that's threats. If I say I'm going to do Mondo Coin today, nobody's going to hate it. People may buy it, may not, but nobody would hate it. People hate XRP in the way that I hated LeBron James. He was a threat. XRP is a threat to Solana, Bitcoin, XRP. In their minds it is. Remember, I believe they all can coexist. So in their minds it's a threat. So they hate it. And just like LeBron James, the more success that XRP has, the deeper their hate will get. But you will never convince those people. XRP could be at $30. They'll still say it's bad. all the way to the end. It's the same thing. It's still some people that hate LeBron James like that. It's still some people, no matter what he does, will never be right. And it's the same reason. It's normally people around my age because of Jordan. Now, Jordan is still the best player ever, but LeBron James is close, you know. And in ways, he's better than Jordan, but not all overall. But that's the reason why people hate LeBron James, and that's why people hate XRP, because it's a threat to everything they thought. And no matter what, they're going to go against it, like in this video you probably saw. XRP is not saying don't hold. It don't even make sense. Laura says thoughts on Theta and Theta Fuel. I'm going to add that to the list. I'm going to put it down here. Theta and Theta Fuel. We'll talk about that next week. So, give you guys a few minutes to ask any more questions. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and also like the video if you could. Yeah, Kobe's good too. I didn't mean to, I can't add all the players, but Kobe was a good player too. MJ token. Yeah, we should do that. But I don't believe in having tokens. That's a meme token. I don't like meme coins. Like Da Vinci is the Jim Cramer of crypto, only pumps and coins and hates XRP. Actually, Da Vinci came around. He hated XRP till it went up. Then he started liking it. Then it started going down. He hates it again. I hate to say something about another person. How am I going to put this without... I mean, he's a good marketer, but I don't believe that he has the knowledge that people think he has. That's how I'm going to put this. I think he was early in Bitcoin. He was extraordinarily early. He put out a famous video where he was telling people to buy it at $1. And that's his entire claim to fame. And people, a lot of times people have hindsight. They believe that because you were in early that you knew what was going on. You got to remember, we got a world of 8 billion people. I think even higher than that now. Out of those 8 billion people, just statistically, somebody would have just stumbled on Bitcoin. Somebody would have just stumbled on it early and got rich. That doesn't mean that a person knows what they're doing. One time a dude argued with me online. He says, because I said NFTs were going to fall. And I was right, obviously. And you guys remember, if you've been following me for a while, I said that back in 2020. I said I wouldn't touch an NFT because NFTs are not going to make it. And people argue with me for months about that because the barrier to entry was too low. And also there was too much money to be made. Those two things never work out long term. So I said they were going to fall. Another dude started arguing with me online. I don't know what happened to him. He used to have a big page, but I guess he's gone now. And I said, and I looked at the dude's background in history. He was like working at Best Buy like a year ago or something. And I was like, man, I have a background in technology. I have a background in finance. I've been making money for years. I know what I'm talking about. So he was like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. I made 400,000 in NFTs. So I know what I'm talking about. And I don't care how much you made in something. That doesn't mean, there's people out there that know a lot about a subject, have never made any money in it. There's other people who made a lot of money in some, don't know nothing. Like me, for example, from 2000, now I'm learning, I'm getting better. But one thing I've been talking about is I'm trying to learn how the real estate market works, making small purchases, running a few Airbnbs, appointing the right people. Now I've been doing this since 2021. Now I don't know a lot about real estate, but I am learning. I got people that help me out and teach me, and life is a learning process, right? I've made about 3 or 4 million in real estate in the last 3 years in equity. I haven't sold anything but equity. I just bought a house in Puerto Rico. I'm going to see next week, actually, and I'm gonna build that up and get a lot of stuff done to it. It's a pretty big house next to the Yunque, the jungle. That's why I like being out in the country. But I've made a lot of money in real estate. I don't know that much about real estate. I'm just doing random stuff and just seeing how it works out. Now, because I could show you on paper, I made $3 million in real estate in 3.5 years. And I can show you on paper that I have. But that doesn't mean I'm a genius or an expert at real estate. It means that I just got in at the right time. I just happened to buy most of the property in 2021. Early 21, when everything went up that much. That's all I did. I'm not a genius at it. I'm not an expert at real estate. I can show you the receipts though. That doesn't mean I know what I'm talking about. That's what it's a difference. There's a difference. There's somebody out there that makes $80,000 a year in real estate, and they know more than me. They just didn't have the initial capital. Or they didn't get lucky enough. That's it. So making money at something does not mean that you know what you're talking about. Now it could, but it doesn't definitely mean it. That's just one signal that you look at and say, well, maybe this dude does know what he's talking about. He did make some money, but I'm not going to just say that that's the only thing I'm going to look at. Let's see how he speaks. Let's see how he teaches. Let's see the information he knows. And then you say, well, this dude does know a lot. It's not just because of the money. Anybody can get lucky. You can go into a casino, play blackjack all night, walk out with 10 times your money. That doesn't mean you just got lucky that night. Doesn't mean you're a blackjack expert. Molly says, have you considered helping seniors grasp crypto as more people become acquainted with XRP? The older gentleman is keen to getting involved, but they find it perplexing. Yeah, I would do that if I knew a pathway to do it. I don't know. I'll just show up at a at a senior citizen home. I don't know how to do that. If you know anybody, Molly, just email me or message me. I'd be happy to do that. I would do that for free because I believe in helping seniors. Well, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Well, hopefully the crypto market starts to recover. I appreciate